Hello guys, sorry. You should hear me right now. It's kind of charting, so it's going to be more quiet stream. I just wanna scan through the most of the stuff and check if we can find anything. We need to go on these back to. Oh, it's in this one. Okay, Kaspa is actually looking quite good here. It's nice. Should pump at least like 50% from here. Okay, there's some key levels here that we need to respect. On these we need to look charts, monthly. Perfectly bouncing of the trend lines, so that's good. Litecoin looking pretty okay too. Litecoin can recover here, it's going to pump pretty hard, at least like 200%, 160% at least. XRP still holding the monthly level, which is very interesting. Should pump as well, at least to the middle line here or here. Ethereum absolutely perfectly holding the level as it should. So respecting the old trend lines, right now pumping over here and should come for this high. We need to check. This. Alright, it got tested instantly. We just try to fix it a little bit. So this range is pretty much finished. You had the high, you have the low, and the range comes from these 2 points after the test here. So right now this should have all the way up, pretty much free. Okay, so far so good on the Bitcoin chart. I don't like this line as much. I feel like there was a better line than that. This is a weird line. Maybe, just maybe like that. Yeah, that would make more sense. at this. So we could see some sort of a pump still. %, above. Not that high. Be around 140k. We go here. We had that, so that's finished, but this was finished too. We had the test here, so this is fine. If we go to weekly, then we had this expansion. So this was swept on the red one here too. On the blue one we had a sweep of the low, but not the top. We also had the 1, 2, 3. Oh no, sorry. We had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we had the ABC from Elliott Wave pretty much. So, oh, they changed the names, long and shortness, the icons. Okay, so next stop actually could be higher for Bitcoin, but from the perspective of the short-term movement, I would say we are coming for the 84 to 88k. What's your sentiment on Gus? I think it's going to be bullish right now. I'll show you why. I showed it a couple of minutes ago, but like Gus looks very good on the monthly level and weekly levels. You could see there was a perfect respect of the trend line. And this here, we had the deviation. Now it's reversing above the old trend line, retested that, and now it's pushing higher. So from that point, it's looking good. If we go to this chart that we are using right now and use the indicators, you see here there was a old level here tapped. Right now on lower time frame, daily. So this path is open right now towards these levels at least. So about a 27% pump. They want to see higher levels. Okay, we can't use this chart because it's DTSP, what maxi chart. So from this perspective, weekly gave us a bullish indication here. So this is where you should have started watching the market for possible other movements. We had a 50% fill of the wick. Here can go even for monthly wick, as that's going to be better probably. Yeah, perfect fill here. Now pushing higher, and next stop is a weekly VWAP pretty much, so this level. Nothing else that we would see here. Now we go to daily. And if we come back here, there's the old levels from indicators. It's not going to be this candle, but this candle. And here it's going to be this purple one. So these two levels. Later on we have a level here that we can mark, and here. And after here we have this one. I'll show you how we will use these levels in a second. Let's just mark them all down. These are not important as they are not swing highs, swing lows. And this one, no, not as well. So if you turn off the indicators right now, so you have only the charted data, you see that we are holding the old levels right here on the daily, perfectly filling it and holding. So this is possibly the bottom for the indicator, and next key levels are up here. Okay, potentially we could mark this level then, but it's not as important level. You can mark them both to see if there's anything. We need to test this, so maybe we can keep this one, but I will mark it with a different color. It's not a proper swing point level, so rather like this, so it's green, gray. So from here you should have a pump of at least 140% to 200% on the daily. And if we were to also put the extensions, you can clearly see that from this high to this low is the extension. There is a middle point. So this is the high, this is the low, this is the middle point, which got tested here. Now fill the expansion, FIP expansion, and now if this is a full expansion, it will come to this high. If not, we will likely test the middle. So if CAS has to die, then it's going to make a exit pump at least towards here. If it wants to survive this cycle and continue higher, it's likely going to be a little slower. Can be something like that. I don't know, something like this, but it's not going to be as quick as the push if it were to die to this level and then over. So this is your two paths pretty much. Could have made it like this. Let's mark this like a green zone, so it's more obvious which one you want to go with actually. Something like this maybe. So let's put the magnets on the chart. So this is the first level we are targeting, and this is the second level. These levels are perfect because they give you the idea of where the free tap is. This level, you see how we were holding it down all the time inside of the level that it's printed here. It's basically a big free tap. 1, 2, 3. And this signaled you the short pretty much, as this was the sweep. So you had this level here. You see the prices being suppressed. You have the downtrend. And then you have the sweep, and that's the point where you're going to short. And you can short into old levels pretty much. If you were to put on the old levels, we want to mark this one. This could potentially be also a decision area point. So This is where it was suppressed last time. It could potentially fill something like this too. This could be a loading free tap still, where you're going to see a sweep here, some sort of exit liquidity, and then lower, possibly too short term. Could do something like this too, but I would say Kaspa is bullish right now. Can go on lower time frame to check some levels here too. See how perfect these indicators are for the zones sometimes. It's like you have this one zone, then it breaks out, makes a big move. It was a 40% move, comes back to the zone and then start flying. I want to be buying all these zones again. Yeah, the orange zone also aligns with the 4-hour key level. One hour is not really giving us anything right now. This was the swing point. This is the key level on 1 hour. Is it? Yeah, it is barely. It is. Okay. Let's see. I want to check this one though. I know it's a little bit off, but this could be on a different Binance chain and others a little better. But no. Oh wait, this is a better swing point though. I'll keep this one, but I didn't know there was this one too. So this is your break and this is the candle. This one makes much more sense. Yeah. This would be the swing point for the low, and this would be the candle for possible quick longs. So maybe if you're lucky, you're going to see something like this on short term. If we go to higher time frame, let's see the levels here. There's not much. Right, there's this. So the key level for this is this zone too. So maybe we bounce here on 1 hour or 4 hour here. Let's try to refine this level. Can definitely do it like this, at least. Because this is the demand chain refined a little bit. Maybe even like this. I'm not so sure about that, but it's being respected nicely, so potentially I'll keep it like this, but remove the barrier so kind of fills in and just slightly increase the velocity, so it's more clear what we are trying to look for. Have you talked about USDT? Hello? No, not yet. Let's check it. We are actually breaking down below the key levels we have been sharing last time on the stream. So this was the key level here, which is perfect. So that's very, very good. And right now it depends what we are gonna do, but there's unfilled free tap here, so I would pay attention to 6%. We could see some relief during that time, and be around 15% dump on USDT, which would align to price of Bitcoin at 88k, 93k pretty much. is what I was talking about last time too. 93.5k is where you want to pay a lot of attention. Okay, 93.5k. If it bounces there and rejects, we could actually see prices like 23k, 21k on Bitcoin. I would not want to see a quick pump towards the 93k. That would be very, very bad. But let's check the USDT against USDC. This is a price of a... What was this? We have that. Okay. This is a better chart for USDT pretty much. Can try to refine it a little bit more. Let's just mark the key level that we did not have marked here as a key one. From the other indicator. And let's refine for our... Completely ignored this key level for now, and for our just kind of bounced of it and then rejected lower. This is the key level, and let's see. This broke it, so this is the level we want to look for. And unless we can refine it to this one, which is also a key level on orange one, or like the key area, because this was not a clean break as much here. It only tapped it and then went up, but here was a break later on lower, so we can keep this orange one as valid too. You will confirm that with the better rejections, but this one is also a other indicator here, so this is why it aligns very nicely with that level. That's why it is highlighted in blue. And it's also a VWAP level here, so this is a very strong zone for USDT USDC right now. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Let's keep the VWAP 2 here. I know it doesn't look as nice, but the more confluences you have on the charts, the better. Right now we are having this bearish free tap building too on this chart, but the problem is we also have an old one here. Actually, this could be fine, because this was swept. But this one is not swept just yet. Yeah, unless it would be swept on 1 hour at least, but it's not. This is a liquidity right now. So 4 hour right here at 4.4% would be at around April 8th. Yeah, so that's pretty much around our free tap level, so that aligns with the 69.300 later on. So we are likely going to see a bounce up from this pool around here. This is nice. This just kind of confirms more bullishness later on. Nice way to trap longs. Yeah, pretty much. Incredible, thank you for your time and attention to detail. Yeah, my pleasure. I hope it helps to understand kind of what we are looking for. We are likely going to see still some maybe higher prices, but the major, I expect the bounce to happen around the 21st to 23rd April. Same way we got the long here on 13th April. Right now I expect markets to kinda, either it's going to go a little higher, then crash very quickly, not that far, but to this level, or we will see some sort of ranging and slow decrease towards this level, and then higher. I also want to check use 500, simply because we have this daily free tap, and it's very likely we are going to see some rejection here around these prices. Can be all the way up to here. Let's actually do this thing, this and this. Okay, so this was broken. This is what majority was probably watching. This is fine, but this could be still active. And do we have anything here? I mean, we had some lows here that were swept. It also tapped perfectly a VWAP level. And there's more levels lower, which we are likely going to see later on. This may be sell area, but there's a chance that I'll show you here. It's some different chart. Either it's here, yeah. So this small crash might have been just a bigger or like a smaller inner cycle, and the major crash could happen not now, but in the 2020, late 2028 or early 2029. And this could have been just a smaller crash right now, but we have the free tap there, so I would be cautious about this area, because market is not going to give you such easy macro short in terms of a bigger crash. So if there were people leveraging here for short and it started pumping, then they are likely trapped right now in short. So if you are about to like liquidate some 20x leveraged S&P 500s, we would be looking into probably something like this. So 7,300 maximum, I would say. And then we might have the big crash. The fun thing is that there's such nice spot of this where you just could have timed with each time cycle a very nice top, basically. A month like this visible very obviously, because you see here, 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 and the next one is in the 2029 probably. I think this, from this perspective, you see why I think this was just a inner cycle, because each time we had that, there was some sort of a smaller dump before the mid, and then you have a big recovery into the macro low that's happening later on. But right now we are inside of the smallest cycle, so we have one big one, we have 3 smaller ones, and then we have 6 small ones here. And right now we are just at the first one of the big cycle that ends at 2042. So another 20-year cycle pretty much. Is the indicator free? It's right now pretty much in a testing phase, but it will be about $9 a month probably. I will release it likely in like 2 weeks for free testing on 1 month to see if you like it, and then it's going to be nine dollars for all 3 indicators here, which are all coded by us. You can find them right now anywhere. So it's going to be package of 3 of them for $9 a month probably. 9 or 19, we'll see about the price, how much people like it and how like useful it's going to be. I think it's very cheap compared to what it gives you, yet it gives you a lot of stuff that you can utilize. And I will also walk you through how to mark all these candles like for this main indicator, because you have some rules and we need to debug these so it doesn't mark like random candles like these, because because that candle doesn't make any sense as of why it's there, nor this one. Actually the candle that should be marked is this one. So it still has some bugs, that's why we don't want to release it. I don't want to put something out that is not fully finished and doesn't have what it should have. But yeah, I think it's going to be very good indicator. Others dominance, looking at it at daily right now, it kind of feels like we could be breaking out soon, unless we want to test this level. There is a chance this was the level we wanted to be tested, because this chart is a little weird and like it has weird wicks. But if others dominance wants to break out, it's going to be pushing higher, and that would lead to much better prices. We also went short today on Ethereum, but just slightly around here. We went short right here at 1853. We went short here. So right now I taught everyone to, if they wanted it, they can put the stop loss to break even. And yeah, we have this short. Pretty much risk free if it falls. We don't have a stop loss. We had a open stop loss because I was expecting a short into the 22nd of April. So more of a time-based trade than price-based trade. And there's a lot of liquidity here as well, as I just noticed. There's this unfilled free tap as well. It's good that all these are bullish free taps. I can give you some short-term boosts. But this is a double one, so very likely we are going to see some sort of small reaction, but then immediate continuation lower to the main free tap and then higher. Perfect short still could come from the 475 if given, or we push higher with Bitcoin, but that's why I am trying to play it safe. Key levels here, this is a key level. So yeah, that aligns with what we expect pretty much. On 4 hour, let's try if we find anything here too. Not much. But yeah, we got the perfect bottom on total 3. It was like perfect. It was just here on the 4 hour of EVG. It's shared in the group too, and right now total is up like 9%. So that's nice. It was time-based right too. Perfectly tapped right on the time cycle. Time cycle, VVG, key zone, break tap, it had every single concept that we use. It was just... That bottom was peak notebook setup with all the confluences that we use. I took a short too, but on Bitcoin, yeah, nice. Indicator looks great. Is the color scheme default? Yes, right now it's default, but you can change it. The settings will be like this. It's very simple. You can like click everything you want, and what can I show you? You can kinda increase the opacity of all the levels that are there, so you can see them more clearly. You can increase borders. You can also turn off some of the settings that you won't understand. But yeah, it's very simple. We try to simplify it as much as we could. So it's user friendly and you wouldn't have to struggle with all the settings trying to not understand them. It also looks like a CRT right now on 4 hour. Let me check daily. Yeah, this could easily be the CRT candle here. Either like this, where we will see a sweep tomorrow, or this was the sweep, where the CRT candle was a 4 hour. And then we should see magnets towards these prices. Or at least to here. But there's chance we will make one more small sweep. But it also depends if Bitcoin will push or not. If it pushes, then that trade is invalid for a second. This is great, like Bitcoin or like USDT dominance is looking really good. We are likely going to see sweeps of these free tabs that are unfilled sooner or later, but this is looking amazing. I think alts are going to run quite soon. I'm very happy about the Book of Ethereum still. It's reacting off some of the key levels. It's having some volume, and right now even on the drops, like 15% drop, we immediately recovered. And on top of that, it is still following kinda the fractal. So let me show you. Is this the one? No. 1 second. So it's pretty much still following the fractal on as of SPX 6,900 before the big run. So maybe by end of the April, exactly where we are expecting the low to be in, that is where the big boom pump should occur. So if it starts running a lot on 23rd April or around that date, it's very likely going to be the next 100x run maybe. because it's been following the fractals like crazy. Like, structure is nice, it tested the previous lows, which were important, and the community is still there, so like if it runs mad time. And imagine if it felt this immediately. Like we are talking how much? 60 X pump. I know it's like this is a dream, but it's a little bit of delusional, I admit that. But like I can't ignore this. I can't ignore this, that we have pre-taps here. Like you have super big pre-taps. Same to what we had on SPX. And then you have the old levels, the free tap levels that were here. Also refined on-over ones. And then it does like bounce off that perfectly. And the indicators here, 1 second. The indicator on spot buying that we have, the fourth one, is basically also showing signs that you should start accumulating, and that's at the lowest prices. So on daily, multiple signs of buying. So yeah, it was printing the signs to start accumulating here already. It's a little bit early, but you prefer a higher time frame. So first time it showed here, which was a little bit early, but if you were watching the indicator, you knew that that was way too early for the buy. You want to check at least around the 45, minus 45, like this on this scale, and this was at 36 only. So there's a bunch of tools that we use right now, but it's amazing. Let me see if the Tau felt the prices that we wanted. Wait, did it fill us in? Let me check my exchange. No, actually didn't. That's quite unlucky. We had a long limit at 225, slightly lower than that. That can still come back. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. It's okay. I won't regret not taking the trade early if it runs, because it would be breaking my rules pretty much. The JT stock, exactly what I was talking about, that we are going to buy by around the 8 once it reaches below 9. And right now I think this is going to also start some sort of a alt run, because it's tied to Donald, and if Donald pushes his stocks, then there's definitely something good going to happen for the US economy. No doubt about that. And this is, by the way, very, very tied to crypto, this chart. If we check this, do we have Bitcoin here anywhere? Yeah. Let's actually compare it like this. So, you see how we basically topped exactly around the launch date of DJT. It pumped super high on the launch date, and then we had a basically a bear market on crypto, where we fell from the all-time high of 69k to somehow of 16k, and then after it made some sort of base on the stock, it started going higher, but It's been decreasing with the Ethereum pretty much, where we can check it like this. And let me restart them both so we have aligned them. And you see how this is the top, this is the top. Then we have some sort of bottom here too. And then it also started declining here. It's basically copying the price of Ethereum. So if DJT runs, very likely going for Ethereum to run too. And if you remember what I said in many streams, Ethereum is perfectly holding the price. Not only it's holding the price, it's also holding the fibs. Let's do it like this. It's perfectly holding the 0.88 fib. Which is a key macro fib level. And it filled the previous levels what we expected from Bitcoin to do until the bottom. Ethereum is basically below this price where Bitcoin isn't just yet. If you compare it, this is the same structure Bitcoin has here. So slightly earlier, and I think it's going to be front running Bitcoin a lot right now. So finally I think it's time for Ethereum to start running, and with that, like, perfect coin would be Book of Ethereum, right? Because same name, same community, good, and all of that. Let me read some of the comments you guys are writing. Looks perfect, clean, no noise. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, guys. There's like, you don't need more indicators, you don't need much stuff that will like make your head hurt. Just need to see what's happening and react to that. The simpler the better. And it's funny because you can just go randomly on a chart. Let's just go with the futures though. So let's say, which one is used commonly? OKX, maybe? And so you zoom out, you see the levels, you see macro levels, macro bottoms, immediately jumping to one, and you mark this one. Jumping to another levels, macro high, which kind of broke it, this kind of broke it. Macro high. But this is too big as well. But this is how you find the key levels pretty much. Could be potentially, but I don't know how it's gonna look on. Yeah, this is actually perfect. Perfect example of the free tap thanks to the zone. So we had the daily zone here, and Ethereum had a big free tap here. So you can see how it helps to understand you where the price is suppressed. So this whole area right here was the suppression, all the time suppression of this level. So this was a big sell wall where they were creating a fake downtrend, so people were like going to short all the time with the stop here. Then they sweep it, and then they nuke it. And that was the suppressed level pretty much. That's how it kind of works. So right now there's pretty much no barriers that would keep us away from these levels here, except the daily levels that we have here right now. So the only daily level we have is 3,200, and possibly around here. I'm not sure where exactly it was. Let me go to my charts. There's some sort of 2,630 level or something like that, but I know I had to refine a lot to find that level. Oh yeah, it was here. So this level is possibly one of the smaller levels too. It's respecting a lot of prices, so this could be a rejection level too. Let me copy the prices actually. Or we can find it, it's not that hard. What's this fucker? So this is possibly a level 2. Where you need to pay attention. There's also a chance that this whole price section is going to be a big Wyckoff, so maybe if you are in very early stage we may see something like this, but I doubt that. But it would be like this. If so, this could take quite a lot of time still. So I hope not. Okay guys, I think I will end the stream quite soon. I'm super tired after today. But I think this was a nice stream on how to utilize the indicator, some clean levels, and yeah. Even though the economy is going to crash, I would say crypto is actually doing fine because, like, let's say Bitcoin against, wait, we need to do it like this. Again, for example, gold, it's down 65%, and it's at the key levels, or not 65, 85, I'm sorry. Even 89, so the dump on Bitcoin and crypto started much earlier than the overall market, so stocks were crashing later on while Bitcoin was already down a lot. Same for, especially for altcoins. Altcoins have been like, they have been in bear market for like how long? Like more than 13 months now? Even more. But yeah, what I mean is that it's been going only down for 497 days, and we didn't have a alt season year for more than 1,500 days, I think. So probably from, yeah, somewhere around here is the last time we flashed a alt season year on the index. So I feel like they are trying to kind of scare you off from altcoins with all these bad messages. And yeah, I feel like this is the best time to buy actually. Because there's so much stuff, so many coins that are trying to break out, and they have good structure. Even Ethereum, Bitcoin, like once this breaks out above these levels and we close weekly above 0.03090, which was the low here. Yeah, once we close a strong weekly kind of above that level, I think Ethereum is going to fly very soon and very quickly, and especially after we break this blue zone, pretty much this blue one. But what is suppressing you again is this block mostly. Why? Because this is the block that broke this structure. If we go to 4 hour, let's see if we can find any killables. Or some sort of suppression. Get suppression here. It helped you find free tap as well here, actually. Because 1, 2, 3. Higher prices, and this is your sweep below that zone. Nothing closed here below. This is your sweep, and this is where you should have been buying Ethereum on 10th April, which would be here on the start of this free tap. Now there's a chance that we have a opposing free tap here at the same time. So we might be coming a little lower, rejecting from this zone. Could be the dump into the 22nd, 23rd April and then higher. It would make sense, honestly. Because there's also a liquidity curve floating right now here. I shouldn't probably make everything orange, so you can see shit. Let's make it purple for now. There would be better way to mark it, but I didn't want to fuck with it. It's probably like this. No closure below, no closure below, no closure below, no closure below. So once this pops, probably going to be targeting some sort of free tap here. Potentially even some sort of alt liquidity here. This is all pre-planning, just there's no trigger for you. You want to either be buying below this area or above this area. But this is a little risk right now. Because, yeah. And this. And this. Like there's a lot of liquidity building lower. But at the same time it was suppressed for a long time. Question is if this candle was not a CRT candle, which would kind of fuck us up a little bit for now. Yeah, it was a CRT candle. So this might be a problem. This would mean that we are targeting this low. Oh, actually it's not a problem. It's exactly, it would align with this price move, exactly. Because this would be the target, this bottom. This was the sweep of the CRT candle. Here, and now lower. So yeah guys, I think that's going to be it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I hope you had fun. Hope it was good, and hope it was beneficial. Hopefully it gave you some value too. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.